that doesn't work.
Does it not link to people? I mean, not gonna get double damage, but really?
No, it's. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that because I haven't tested it. It is listed as one of the spells alongside Omni Slash that Soulbind has no interaction with.
Ah, okay, that's a fair shout. I mean, like I wouldn't. I don't think it'd be crazy for that to work.
There have been plenty of times that, because I don't have time to test everything myself, and there have been plenty of times that, the wikis and Reddit will steer you wrong, but for what it's worth, that's what the interaction is supposed to be. Phoenix pick is interesting here. Some flex value. You're not sure whether the offlaner is going to be Phoenix or Sven. You'd probably lean toward the Phoenix.
Phoenix is always hard to just. I think the biggest problem seen for Old But Gold right now is if you're running a Keeper Light Phoenix support duo, that is one of the most greedy support duos you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think it gains a little bit of value when you have super offlane utility hero in the Sven that can worker everybody up, can get your utility armor aura items up pretty quickly. The other, I mean, you still wonder what exactly the Nyx is going to do in the game because, I mean, obviously you pick Nyx when the other side has a lot of uncontrolled damage, and you picked another hero in Phoenix that has more uncontrolled damage, but they're obviously not, Old But Gold are obviously not worried about that.
Also, the other thing is Phoenix can easily be counted out by the Nyx. It's like you've given more value to the Nyx with this fourth pick, I think, than you had before, right? With Spike Carapace, it's easy to just trigger that, set up a stun.
I don't know. I mean, you picked that, at least given what we had on the board at that point, you're not picking Nyx to counter Sven, so you're picking Nyx to hunt the Keeper in the back line, but wow. There's okay.
Now you're definitely hunting backline. Jesus.
Now I'm a fan. All right. Now I think the Weaver. It's weird because the general rule is that each additional invis hero you pick kind of degrades the value of the prior because because sentries and dust become that much more valuable. But these two heroes are they give you that mobility combo in general, and they're going to be able to hunt the supports in the backline. Weaver is actually going to be able to be a pretty good egg hitter because the Shikuchi mobility means that he can get away from the fire spirits in a lot of situations.
On top of that, like you stack on your Medusa, you hit one or two targets with the swarm as well. Suddenly, they are just melting in front of her. I think right now what they need is a gap closer. Like you've got someone that cuts the back line. I'd like to see some strong form of initiation, maybe something with a solid stun, like range stun at least.
Both teams, I think.
I mean, Old But Gold's got a little bit more, right? They've got the Wisp and they've got the stun from Sven. They've got something.
Yeah, they also have a glaring need for a hyper carry at this point. Yeah, you gotta pick something that's gonna have some late game potential, or Medusa just auto wins the game.
Well, there's a ban on the Void. A little bit suspicious. Old But Gold, understandable as well. With the Sven plus the Phoenix, you can't both.
Anytime you have Weaver, right? Void, Chronosphere just ruins Weaver's life. So even without all the combos with the Keeper and the Phoenix, you still have to worry about that.
True. I mean, Jakiro will be a threat, but then you get the BKB, you don't care anymore. So what we got left? I mean, Jug hasn't been banned at all, but I'm not sure if you want to pivot into that.
No, you could. I mean, it's again, you could play this as more of a tempo.
It feels a little bit greedy though. Like, if you're Gambit, it feels greedy because you've got your Medusa already, right? There we go. That's the Legion.
What? Oh, there you go. All right. I like it. I would have. I would have liked.
Oh, sorry, Alan. You cut out there. Do you want to restart the call?
Yeah, let's restart the call now and not have.
Nice. All right, now what we didn't hear was Alan saying that he wanted to see a Monkey King come out as the final pick.
Well, yeah, because I didn't, because Monkey King is pretty risky in this scenario. First of all, you have 2 out of 3 cores being ranged, so you can't necessarily you can't assure that matchup against a melee core in lane. And Monkey King is not the best hyper carry in the last couple iterations of the meta. Like he needs to win. He needs to win pretty fast.
Yeah, the hero ramps up in a weird way. Like, I like the way the mid one's been playing a lot, in that he just kind of moves around the map constantly, like from an early point. And the problem is, like, you're going to move around the map in these lanes. You don't necessarily have the lockdown to justify before 6, though, right?
Yeah, and it should tell you something, right? That they're one of the teams that has been picking Monkey King the most, because since Nisha joined, Mid One has been much more of a space creator than he has in the past. His job now is much more to move around the map, making plays, creating space for Nisha to farm up, as opposed to being sort of the primary focus. And you don't see Monkey King work very often. You think about the players that are playing him right now. Samail's playing a lot of them, Mid One, right? Matumbaman's playing a lot of them. These aren't necessarily guys that are going to win the game by themselves on that hero. They're guys that are going to get off to an advantage in lane and then use that advantage to create space for somebody else. Whereas right now, this is safe lane. Well, I guess it could be mid. It's G, right? So it's probably mid Monkey King, safe lane Razor. That's
what I'm expecting here right now. It feels so weak. Like, what are you going to do with this? I mean, you could stick, like, in fairness, having the Razor up against the Legion, yeah, I can appreciate why you want that and why that would be good, but I just don't see how you're really going to pressure the Medusa or stop her farming at all. That's the scary part right now.
Well, and lane swaps are a thing, too. And Razor is not a hero that wants to have to, like, move between lanes. So, yeah, I don't know. This old but gold draft seems... Oh, there you go.
There's some very clearly focused tips going out towards G there.
Well, I mean, the team name has gold in it. Give that boy some tips.
Not just the tip, though. They might try and take some in return. They're smoked up. They're just looking to get the wards down without being seen. Did they spot? No, because they were smoked still.
Nope.
Both smoked.
That was a nice... Yeah,
both teams doing exactly the same thing.
Down, but it's value.
Actually, it's like Old but Gold are invading pretty deep here. They have got a second ward if they want to place it in here.
Yeah.
There are pings coming out, though.
Yeah, I love the pings there by the LC. Be aware. They're probably right here. You got to, protect the courier when you're ferrying out that first salve and expect that they may have warded around here as well.
They could use that pretty well. Problem is, when you put it on this high ground like this, it doesn't quite scout the lane, so you can't see him move out with the core in the bot lane. Whereas
a little bit of an unusual ward spot here for the Radiant on the left side of that ramp above the shrine, but I actually kind of like that. It's understanding what they're going to want to do to try and contest in this lane and the possibility that they could show tri lane early.
Same time, like, even if they actually go for some sort of gank play on the mid lane, like, what can they do? This is the other thing. I'm just looking at all but goals. Like, it's always defensive.
Can we click on the stupid Monkey King right now and recognize that he gets 380 movement speed just because he happens to be the freaking courier?
Yeah.
Like, why? Why, Ice Frog?
I mean, this is the way it is. This is the way it has to be. We can talk more about the invulnerability. That would be the valid thing to be whying about.
Oh no! Don't worry. I'll get on that too.
Yeah, we'll get around to it.
The fact that you get free ability to block the first wave just because of this bullshit ability which requires no skill point.
I mean, I don't know how to tell you it's hard, but most players can block the wave anyway.
Yes, fine. Whole lot easier to block with 380 movement speed than 308. Yeah, but I digress.
Wow, you can easily screw up as well. It can backfire. You never know.
Yeah.
Like, I've had plenty scenarios where I have boots at the start. I'm like, oh crap, I'm moving too fast.
So you've got the Monkey King down bottom here, which you wanted the Monkey. The win for you is that you've got the Monkey King in the lane with the only melee core on the opposite side. That's fine. But on the other side, you've got a Razor who isn't necessarily going to cleanly win his lane against the Medusa. And you've got a Sven and Phoenix that they're going to have to play a little bit carefully, I think, in this top lane.
Also, keep in mind the issue.
Zero base armor on this Phoenix is an issue against the Weaver.
Well, the thing I was going to say is actually the other thing about the mid lane is we saw a similar matchup last time. This hero that can farm versus the hero that keeps you out the lane, right?
Exactly.
The difference is what Afanin is going to do with the gold from the farm on this Medusa is much more scary than what the SF was able to do last game.
I mean, you simply ask yourself. Now it's mitigated a little bit because they did take the ancient stack out of the primary jungle in this patch. But what does Razor do when Medusa just f's off and goes and farms the jungle? Right? I mean, Razor just kind of goes and casually right clicks the tower. It just doesn't do much. It's not even just about what they do with farm. It's about, who uses their time most efficiently.
That was the thing we kind of hit on. Like, when we look at All But Gold, they are definitely in this to just go and hit heroes, right? With the Monkey King pickup, with the Sven, with the Razor. You can argue Sven can farm somewhat, but, I mean, it's BCZ. This is an off-lane Sven equivalent. He's going to be looking towards the utility, the Vlads, these type of items that enable his team to fight, not farm.
I miss the old BZZ is perfect. BZZ Pugnaset.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I didn't get enough of those. Love to have more of them.
Mixed Assassin committing to the TP bottom. Interesting here.
You need to get insta value.
Legion already off to a very, very strong start.
You expect that though. For a start, G had to start with the balance strike, so he's not going to push you off the wave at all. And by the time he can, you hit too hard. Vanscore chasing onto him. Immersion does have the stun. Misses it though. Balance strike comes out a little bit too late to stop the stun, but it didn't matter. Vanscore getting low. Should be able to run him down. He went for that greedy build.
Yeah,
no points in the blinding light.
So this is interesting. The Nyx TP is an illustration of a concept that that a lot of the pros were talking about Monkey King mid. Is that the big thing about Monkey King mid is that you have to be able to do something at level 3 and 4 when he first gets those multiple points in Jingyu. You have to be able to sustain against that aggression because that's where he's going to start to punish a lot of his melee opponents in lane. And they TP'd the Nyx Assassin down bottom exactly as the Monkey King hit level 3, and they got a kill on his support when he's supposed to be hitting the point where he's most dangerous to the LCN lane.
And it should be pointed out, that wasn't even optimal for them. They missed the big stun. That should have been an easy walk away. It's kind of the thing, like, Vanscore forced himself in a scenario where he takes the Illuminate plus the Chakra. And, I mean, this is the only time we're seeing any effect from this Illuminate, is just try and farm the creep waves when they're pulled across. So it's actually arguable, because in this scenario, you're just taking gold away from your Monkey King.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the problems with Coddle support in general, right? It's not just a pub thing.
I mean, I've seen some more interesting builds with, like, the Blind and Light early instead. Like, I've seen Blind and Lights at level 1 that get criticized in the commentary by players, and then you instantly see better value because you can actually at least defend your core.
All right, Doxak pressured a little bit on the Weaver here, but he's going to be able to escape. And I mean, look how far he had chased Velhor, like almost back to the shadow of his own tier 2 tower with a bug on him. That zero armor Phoenix just getting eaten alive by the swarm and right clicks.
BZZ?
Yeah,
you had the Stormhammer available.
Yeah, he at least forces the shrine. But I agree that might have been a kill. It's hard though to commit to that so early on when you know that shrine just came up.
It's true, but he was pretty low. I mean, yes, he has a decent amount of armor, but Weaver not really known for his great strength stats. Now, what is this rotation?
Yeah. Pretty nice drain though, but pretty nice drain by Illidan to set up a potential rotation for the Phoenix. But it's just so awkward, right? Trying to create a kill as Phoenix when your Razor's already playing on like 40% health.
Exactly. It's not like you're going to take early levels in the Sunray.
Oh, a little action down bottom here. G is getting low, but they're not going to quite
strike out. They turn around FNG, going to try and get him away with the press the attack. He does get low, but not low enough to finish him off. Maybe they can tick him down with the burns.
Man,
he sidesteps him low.
Look at that odds.
Beautifully done. Now they're going to turn around. All the coolest chasing forward with the press the attack. G takes a lot of damage. He's one more touch. Nice double stun coming out from Immersion. They actually do have the press the attack coming off cooldown soon, plus the overall odds, but not able to do anything with it.
Damn, that odds hit on like 8 units there.
I mean,
that was insane.
This is the old scary build where you just prioritize maxing that out first. Like that is the I came to win the lane Legion.
Oh yeah, and again against a Monkey King, that's just devastating.
Pretty spooky. There's gonna be a smoke movement though. Old but gold want to quickly move out and do something. G, he has a DD. If they can connect with Medusa here. Problem is, I mean, you actually have put a point into Spring, so maybe. It's not the easiest kill, but he hasn't leveled the Stone Gaze. You don't expect him to anyway.
She's almost doomed.
Oh, no.
She's almost doomed.
No, but they see it.
Yeah, they sniffed it out.
There's a ward, and he's a little bit too close to go dive now. Happening, getting low, but they're scared away with the
nice
TP
turn,
rotation
nice
in.
turn.
It's a lot of time wasted for old but gold.
Yeah, huge win. Monkey had DD too. I don't know if we saw that, but going into that, Monkey had DD, and Medusa was on like 10% mana. If she moves below the creep wave to the right of the creep wave there, she dies for sure. But they do spot it out with the ward coming in, and
unfortunately, that was smoke plus the investment you cause. The DD not being able to be used. That's a big loss for all but gold, especially considering this whole while Oleg Kulich has been sitting bot. BCC with a double stun. Merchant down half HP. So switch the lanes up now, which isn't a surprise. You're at a stage now where the Legion hits so hard, there's no way in hell your Monkey King can contest.
Yeah, they've switched the lanes up, but you got to wonder whether it's too little too late with Gambit's already sitting on a 2k advantage at the 8-minute mark here, and the Legion about to hit level 6.
Then you just chase down the call. Like, he might be fast, but with the odds, no, there's nothing too fast for Kulich. Just watching this kind of casual attempt to harass a Kulich at all, but it's just like, how do you put a dent in him? He's got the raindrop. He's of course got 1 point in the moment of courage. There is actually no fear in the world for him right now.
Well, and he's sitting on 384 move speed.
They try to dive for him. We'll TP away though. They literally don't have to settle for that. The problem is he did use the Eye of Storm and he took a lot of damage in return. Nicely done by the
not the biggest cooldown necessarily early on. The big concern is that the three Radiant cores are just all farming so well.
It's getting incredibly concerning now. Like, Medusa's the poorest, which isn't optimal, but at the same time, your heroes that are going to be super strong in the mid game are sitting top of the net worth chart.
Yeah, and you rotated Monkey top, but you have no stacks, right? You know, he's not going to be able to farm super efficiently right now in his own jungle.
I mean, even if you had stacks, he's not like Monkey King plays stacks very fast.
That's true. He's not the most efficient stack farmer at this stage of the game either.
Stun coming out. Sven's been found. They can move in. They got the duel available.
Warcry, no way. That spell is so amazing.
Yep. Even with the changes, people are like, oh, that's an outright nerf. Like, yes, early on. But as you scale up, that becomes pretty potent.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and it's a nerf to a spell that was already like super good. It's, you know, it's not a bad spell by any means.
Of course, on top of that, you got the movement speed. Most people don't want to talk about it. They were too busy thinking about Ursa and Legion.
Yeah.
We forget.
Base movement. Yeah, this is Sven, who was already being picked, who was already a meta hero. Plenty of appearances at Chongqing, and base movement. He was on the 15 list. You know, with Lifestealer and LC.
The 15 list. Is that what we're calling it now? Like, America's 10 most wanted.
That's the top. The top of the crop, as it were.
That is indeed. Swapped at 330 at base now. Wait, where is he sitting now with this Sven? I'm trying to think, is it like 315? 320? It's pretty high. Let's just go with that. It's pretty high. We're a hero that also gets some additional gains out of the Warcry.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. He also has an ability that works for him in that regard. Kind of both teams feeling each other out at this stage. Might be a little bit of a move. We have both support smoke coming through the top Radiant. If they get a move on this Jakiro, that's nice, but
FNG just dances away.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, like, if I was them right now, I'd be like, that taunt, he knows. He has to know. But he doesn't care even if they do. The ward isn't much longer for this world. So, plus they had a sentry down already, so that's going to be a D-ward in a moment. Immersion moves in. Then go on Veliol. They start D-warding right away. They'll just scare him off. Oh, Spike Carapace comes out. They can chase this. Very far. We'll go for the TP away. Should be able to make it out.
Yeah, he's good. Still 5 seconds left on that impel. Oh, check it out. Dockstock maybe in a little... No.
No, the hack doesn't give a damn. Nothing threatens. It's strength treads. Like, you just stay on them. We even shouldn't ever die in that scenario. They did nerf treads, of course, but still good value for this type of hero.
It's not even necessarily an unambiguous nerf, right? because they reset them to where they used to be.
It was a slight
And
note.
LC is, man, LC is looking like she's just going to take this bottom tier 1 tower.
Contemplating going for a duel there, decided against it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wants to finish the tower. And there's nothing Velio can do to stop it. He's just here to get XP. This is the other thing we were talking about. Like, this is why this support is greedy. It's not because of gold, it's because of XP. Haste on Illidan, moving in. Or the Coolidge will just TP away. Like, how do you stop him? Oh dear. This has become problematic.
And that's her blink already. This LC is happy.
Immersion isn't connecting with too many kills here, but he is zoning out a lot. Vanscourt almost died, being forced back to base there. A hero that wants to be on the lanes, getting XP, getting gold.
And you're level 6 at this point too. I mean, that's the thing, that the big fear as an Nyx assassin is getting under leveled, because you have really no comeback mechanic other than continuing to roam around the map and get hero kills and create plays. But if your levels are okay,
everything else will come with time. As long as you get a quick 6, you're like, okay, I can try to snipe Boris. I can try and snipe heroes. He's going to try top right now.
Yeah, this is a nice opportunity for them up top.
BZZ. Going to stun him up. Swarm comes out as well. They're going to push away with the blinding light. They need to get rid of the Swarm right now. Velio has arrived. He has got the egg to work with. Pustan Sentry is scared that they might have vision behind them. The FNG, still no points in the ice path. They could actually break the trees and kill Vanscourt right now. Like,
yeah,
blinking.
You got it.
Akulich, stunned up on the tower. They need a Macropie to protect. Monkey King is arriving as well. Illuminate blast through. Nice double stun coming up from Immersion. G chasing forward. Going to leap out the tree straight away. The Commander's still running. Can he get out? This is the real question. The stun. They see him with the Sun Ray. They're going to turn around. The Macropie to try and stun them out, but it's too late. The egg. No. Oh, the Akulich. Going to die to the plasma field. Moving in from Illidan was good. Make sure they get some value out of that.
I think it just took way too long, and then I think Akulich felt a lot of pressure to make a play there, and he forced that blink in under the tier 1 with plenty of time for Olden Gold to just rotate back in.
Did I just miss something, or did Vanscourt willingly walk back into the Macropire?
Just Vanscourt things, man.
All right. You know, better than having a TP back to base. I guess. Maybe. It's only the Jakira you give him gold to. Right? Bookmark that moment. 20 minutes later when the Jakira has a big item and wins a fight because... Oh, Spina items died.
Yeah,
Corey just got sniped.
Jakiro and big item.
Merchant. Another duel coming out.
There's the duel they were looking for.
They got the Corey as well before it delivered its items. That was the... Yeah,
nice.
that was the drums for Illidan. That is actually pretty painful. They were playing aggressive and they paid the price. I mean, you're against a Nyx. Respect the pick.
Look at this. They're going to reset under this Fen right here. They've got him. Oh, very nice.
Down.
There's your Macropie.
No duel, but they don't care. BZZ has to turn around for the stun, but it's too late. He knew it. Oh. The Ignis goes down. Vanscourt trying to make a move, but is it too late? Vanscourt pushed straight back in. He has got the spike carapace, though, and that's a big ultimate wasted. I mean, G's moving in. Oh, no, they cut the tree. They knew.
Oh, they got the tree.
They're going to get him. He jumps in aggressively and pays the price. The double stun thrown to Illidan as well. They know he's too tanky, but Monkey King most definitely is not.
What a great read.
It's so greedy from them.
Yes, it is.
You can see the desperation, right? Because you've got this Monkey King, because you've got this Razor. We said they're going to look for kills. They need something so badly. They haven't got a core spend this farmer. No, he's going for a Vanguard. Like, this isn't your, I'm going to build some big Blink, Mask of Madness, Echo Saber, these type of items. I'm just here to keep you alive, Monkey King. The problem is, there's no point keeping you alive if you haven't got any damage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you can just see all 3 cores on the Radiant farming out of control. Just getting so much more out of their own side of the map.
And that's something, that's an important thing you said there, Hearts. Their side of the map, right? This is post I've taken your tier 1s and I've taken your jungle. Which will happen.
Right, exactly.
Because they're Radiant. That's all they dream of, is taking control of the Dire jungle. That's the end objective. Not killing the throne, but making sure that the Dire side have no gold.
Well, but that's the thing. In this particular case with these lineups, they don't really have to. You know, they're the ones that have the lead. They're comfortable with how the game is going right now. There's no need to force an engagement on the Dire side of the map just yet. You're gonna have plenty of power spikes in the next 5 to 10 minutes in this match to play around.
Now, I usually have a lot of that's another thing, but this is an important other thing, right? Like, you just hit on it. They don't need to push, and as a result, they've only taken one tier 1, and they have a 9k net worth lead. This is something we look at a lot. Some people don't really quite process it, as if a team has a big lead, but they've taken towers. It's not a true net worth lead. It can disappear in the blink of an eye, but this is a solid lead, not based on demolishing buildings.
Yeah. I mean, you can see the Monkey King, down there on the bottom half of the net worth chart, just barely behind his own Svenny. I mean, he's furiously working toward an Echo Saber, but Echo Saber alone isn't going to change anything for that hero.
Isn't. Maybe if you pick off Smite, they're smoked up behind Illidan. Immersion is going to show, but he has the Spike Carapace. It's not the ideal target. Balance Strike comes out. There it is, Spike Carapace. In drops the Phoenix for the initiation. Ignis does get dropped on the 2. No, FNG puts down the Macapire first, though. Now they can look to duel if they want to. They're going to wait it out. They go for the duel right now. Illidan going to get low. They finish him off just as the egg pops. And Older Kulich, he actually got...
Look at that Macropire.
Oh my god. But really, oh my god. Did you see that from Older Kulich?
Yes.
The press the attack came in just as the egg went pop. He instantly went chase for more. He won't find anything, but he makes sure that Old but Gold get diddly squat out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he really has been brilliant this game. You don't necessarily associate Legion Commander as a hero with a high spell casting skill cap, but his spells have been really good in this game.
Take notes, folks. Big giant notepads out. Write down Older Kulich 100 times, and maybe you get a little bit better Legion, because this is the man to watch in this game. He's got the goal for the Blade Mail next as well. They're pinging for him. Razor's on his way down. That stun's way too early. Come on, BZZ. Step it up. That's never going to hit. Older Kulich might wait around, actually. If Nyx comes down here, they could easily just kill the Sven with another duel.
Man, and Legion with Blade Mail right now is just a force in this game.
Meanwhile, top, forced to be reckoned with. Dahak says, leave me alone to farm. Keep a try.
That's why you drafted the Weaver. It's, Weaver, there haven't necessarily been solo kills like that, but Weaver from very early on in the laning phase has had this coddle plan super far back.
And look at the time that Old but Gold are wasting elsewhere. They've just lots of kill like that, and they're always hunting immersion. It doesn't matter if he doesn't snipe the Courier or doesn't find a kill onto the Cole, right?
100%. You are always on the clock in Dota. And here's the duel. Not necessarily the classic dual target in the Sven. He might almost have the damage.
BZZ. They can't quite get him, but meanwhile in the jungle, they do find Nyx. He hung around a little bit too long. Belial goes down. Now chase for more. Static Link comes out. Stone Gaze has been used to get away from the Razor. And Dahak is going to move across now. They're just burning him up pretty quick. Ignis gets dropped once more with the Stormhammer, though. Just before Sven dies with the time lapse. Dahak.
The Weaver.
Just so close. Going to move away with the Shikuchi. Gets out of range just in time and the blast through. Older Kulich running everyone down. Finds a kill into Illidan as well. Immersion sidestepping on the G. Meanwhile, in the tree line, Vanskor has been cornered between the trees. And Older Kulich will just turn around. A triple kill. Should have been a freaking ultra for this man.
The spell this is crazy. I feel like I've said this like once in 100 games maybe, but the spell usage on the Jakiro and the LC has been brilliant in this game.
A Kulich.
I mean, you're making FNG, like, are you serious? Making plays with Macropire? And after he like cut off all his hair too.
True. Well,
no more sexiest hair in Dota, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, maybe that's why his hair is gone. Too much experimentation with Macropires led to him burning his mop top off.
All right, you reached for that one, but we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
It can happen. You know, what was it? I try to think what it is, the famous one. Didn't that... No, I can't remember. I remember like a TV show where there's like a fire incident. It was so unrealistic, but that was the argument to why the guy had no hair.
Look at how far forward. I love this.
Oh my god, a Kulich. The Blade Mail comes out. Keeper. He can't get away. I think this is what an untouchable Legion looks like. You don't want to be anywhere. You don't want to be in his neighborhood. You don't want to be near him. Nothing.
I love what FNG is doing in these fights with the 300 attack range talent too. He's just kind of playing far forward, getting liquid fire on the overkill heroes before they're even able to enter the fight.
Yeah, if you see the Monkey King, you stop him getting the trees. You can stop the Sven from eventually getting Blink. Like, this is what I like. It's anticipation as well. This will counter out any hero building a Blink later. And BZZ, well, you're a far, far, far way away from home.
Man,
Isn't it nice
really
when you get
I like this Gambit team a lot. I think they have significant upside. Like I think they and I know I'm going to get flamed because I love Navi as an organization, and they were a big part of what made me want to take up Dota in the first place. But I actually think that the Gambit and Pango squads might have a higher ceiling than current Navi.
I mean, where's the praise for Cinder and Stack? We'll get to see them later. Oh, G?
Who?
G? Cinderan's new stack. He's combined with Team
Spirit. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about somebody relevant.
I mean, I thought...
I love you, Sind.
Ouch. I mean, all I'm going to say, he made it to the minor body and then went straight back to playing.
He's like, nope, this casting thing sucks.
Poor Toby.
Oh, yeah, I mean, casting with Toby is, Cinder goes back to playing. Kyle, goes to Vietnam, and it's not clear he's going to leave, so...
I'm a step away from this subject.
That's cool, that's cool.
I like not having my career ended in a single tweet, thank you. Oh, FNG stunned up. Gonna turn around, the gaze comes out. There's Ignis going down, but Illidan, he's stunned up on the spot. The egg has been dropped as well. They need to retreat. Can they get away? They're stunned with the ice bomb combo, though. MK gonna get low. G needs to move away. He's gonna turn around the stun there. Nix assassin down. Weaver getting low. That's a time lapse. We'll be able to find. And Older Kulich, there's the duel. Says, screw you, Phoenix. BCZ out of mana. And now he will be out of life. This is a complete team wipe. And all they get for their efforts is a measly little Nyx kill as the GG comes out.
Man, oh man, Gambit coming out with authority in this game. I like their draft better. I really did. I felt like old the gold sort of put themselves in a corner with that 5th pick. And again, Monkey King, kind of the same problem that we were talking about with Shadow Fiend in the last game that we cast. I don't know that there was a pick there that would necessarily save the draft, but then Gambit came out and they just executed perfectly. The spellcasting by LC in this game, one of the better spell usage games I've seen from her. And then FNG in these fights, at least 2 perfect macro pyres and then multiple 3-man ice pass in these engagements. Not necessarily a lot of the classical setup, but they zoned these fights perfectly and they played them well. This is why I think this Gambit roster can be really good. They are very, very confident in their execution in these team fights.
And that does mean that we are 1-0 up for Gambit Esports. And I mean, with a dominant show like that, this could easily end up being a 2-0. I think condition 1 for all but gold bouncing back is ban that freaking Legion.
No, I mean, I think old but gold, it's hard to tell just how good they were from that group phase because, it's VP and 3 other teams in the group. And Pavaga are a team that's not established, and Windstrike are a team that's just kind of been on a slide lately. So we didn't really know how good they were coming off that 2nd place finish in Group B. Whereas Group A, I think, just a lot more depth with 3 teams that could conceivably win series in the playoffs. And I think you just saw that Gambit really playing a level above right now. I think this squad, with as well as they did at the minor, and then kind of missing out at the very last minute, and Pango getting talked about at Chongqing, unfortunately without Zayats. I think Gambit are playing right now with a chip on their shoulder, and I really like that. This is a team that I think has a chance to establish itself.
We'll see how far that chip can carry them. Game 1 has been decided, but Gambit want to just seal this quickly. They need to win the next one because this is the best of 3. We're going to go to a short break, then we'll be back with the second game.